Okay, so hi everyone, good evening. For
Good evening,
tonight,
yeah.
we have our very own in-house senior therapist, Sarmista Mitra, with us. Sarmista is a transpersonal psychologist and regression therapist. She helps people live mindful through the mind, body, spirit communion. So all her knowledge and modalities merge all together to help people bring out the best in themselves through self-integration. She is an expert in trauma release therapy, dream interpretation, NLP, CBT, hypnotherapy, and past life regression therapy, and a certified teacher of meditation and inner life. She has been giving workshops, seminar, and talk on all varied subjects for many years already. So thousands of people have benefited from her approach. So for tonight, she's going to talk about how our subconscious thought and belief can be a roadblock in weight management. Okay, so I'm giving the floor now to Sarmista for this.
Sure, thank you, Pia, for introducing me. And usually it's such an embarrassment, or I feel like every time on the webinar I have to do that. So thank you for doing it for me today. And today's topic, as everyone knows, is how we can, control the way, or we all have our ideal self, the way we want to look, how we want our shape, a body shape to be in our mind. We already have it, but for some reasons it becomes a hurdle to arrive there. And during my experience all these years, I have even applied on myself as well as on many clients and seen effective results, that whatever subconscious thoughts and beliefs or emotions are stuck in the body, which could be your excuse not to arrive at your desired shape and size. Once we release that, once we resolve those, then after that, whatever diet or whatever workout routine that you get into becomes more effective than if you had taken this earlier on in life. So sometimes diets that you go into doesn't work, or you go into severe diet, crashing yourself, crashing your body completely, losing muscle mass, losing your glow and everything. And then the moment you stop the diet, you gain back all the weight that you had lost. Or you go into very extensive workout routine, and then just you can't do it anymore. Either you have a muscle pull up, or some ligament tear, or something where you have to give up on that extensive routine, and then you gain back the weight again. So none of this, if it is you and who has gone through this before, and you see yourself coming back to the cycle of weight gain and weight loss through extensive deprivation or extensive workout programs, then there is a possibility that there is some repressed thoughts, emotions, or belief system which is working against you. And I believe that once you understand those, and once you remove those and resolve those, anything that you do afterwards, because we need exercise, we need a balanced diet, everyone, we need this. So there is no program in this world which will tell you that, okay, you just do this and then you don't need to exercise, or you don't need to have a balanced diet. You need to do all of that. But if the emotions and the thoughts are already resolved earlier, then it can become much more easier for you to handle your weight loss target. Um, and like this program that I apply for clients, it's a very easy program through which you just have to only remember that the first thing that I do is applying a virtual gastric band through hypnosis, and through listening to an audio over and over and over again for the next 2 to 3 months. Your brain accepts the suggestions of eating less portions, and controlling your binge eating or excessive eating or any kind of addiction to a particular food gets controlled. And later on, we work on the emotions and the beliefs, finally, to resolve all of that. And I would like, is Rim here? Rim, are you here today? Rim, I'm asking you to unmute. Uh,
Hi,
Rim,
everyone.
hi, this is
Hi.
Rim, and she is my client and a friend now. I hope I can say that.
Of course you
And
can.
she will just give you some guidance or some outline of the program that I have been doing, and I have. I mean, she had been in this program with me.
Yes, so hi, everyone. I'm really glad to share my success story of weight loss with hypnotherapy. So to be honest, when I first did this, I wasn't really sure how is it going to help me, but it did really. And now I can say that my eating habits have changed. To be honest, from the third session, Samrita, I was able to do exercise daily for half an hour at least. So it really helped me. And I mean, like the results was amazing. So now I'm advising everyone, my friends, to to go ahead and do it.
So Rim, just that during the program, your weight loss wasn't that remarkable, was it? You were, in fact, very not that satisfied with the weight that you had lost.
Yes. So it started. So during the sessions, I was able to see some of the behavior changes, but it wasn't very fast, to be honest, at the beginning. But for the first time, I can say that I'm able to stick to a diet for like 3 months now, and I have lost like 8 kgs after that. So I think it's all to do with the emotional work that we had done. So there was a progress. Initially, it wasn't very fast, and I don't believe that losing weight fast will be healthy. Because so at the beginning I was able to see 500 grams only in a week or in 2 weeks, sorry, in a month, and then after that it started increasing. So now I'm on maintenance diet because I have reached the ideal weight in like 2 months after the program, which is I think it's very successful, and I'm very happy with the results, to be honest.
So Rim, you also because people come with this, you also had come with this expectation that that 5 sessions that you do with me, and you will have a remarkable result within those 5 sessions. And obviously, you might have been disheartened, right, with the lack of the difference of weight that you lost.
Yes.
So how did you cope with that? Because that's what people mostly will be disheartened, because this is not a diet program which is going to help you lose weight immediately. This is working on a different level altogether, right? This is working on your emotional blocks, releasing the blocked energies from the body, so that next part of the program is where the energy freely flows through your body without any blockages, and then the subtle changes can be more seen or more pronounced.
Yes. So the main thing is that I was able to see these behavior changes from the third session. So I was I was motivated by those changes. Even though it wasn't like the change wasn't very big. So it motivated me, and it kept me going and searching for a diet. And to be honest, it was just about my feelings. My feelings changed, and I just got the courage to go and register for a diet and stick to it for the first time in my life. I have never been in a diet before.
And even like your the exercise routine, are you still on it? Like,
Exactly.
are you still
Yes.
on a regular basis? And
Yes.
does it feel overwhelming or frustrating to continue
Not at
exercising?
all. No. So it was really weird at the first when you sent me the audio and I was listening to it every day. So the first thing I will think of in the morning, that as soon as I finish my work, I will do my half an hour exercise, which was like very weird for me because I'm a lazy person. And
Yeah,
like
I'm sure you didn't have a regular workout routine before that, right?
never. I used to go to the gym like for 3 days maximum a week, and then I will be lazy and just not go
You would
anymore.
give up. Yeah.
Yes, I
So
would give up.
usually, like, so the a long-lasting behavioral change towards the way you look at health and how you approach your health. You make it a priority now,
Yes,
no more
yes,
as an excuse, right?
yes.
Thank you so much. Rim, would you like to say anything else?
I mean, I would like to thank you for your support, and yeah, it's been very helpful, and I'm very happy with the result.
And I'm so thankful that you came and spoke about it. I mean,
Sure,
you know, me talking about myself and what I do, I'm sure people are already aware of, and you saying that you have had the results would be like a proof, you know, to what I'm saying. Thank you so
sure.
much for coming
Thank you
over
so
and
much.
saying your
Thank,
story. I'm
thank
so
you.
grateful, Rim. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thanks.
Pia, go ahead.
Yeah.
Pia, you are muted. Yeah.
Okay. So can I just ask now the question that I have prepared?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The
So
first
you can
question
go
is,
ahead with the questions.
I'm not sure if you already answered this, but what is the virtual gastric band and how does it work?
Yeah, I'll explain because that is the first session that I do for my clients. So, you know, the effect weight loss program is based on complete deprivation, fasting, high in low carb, calorie counting, etc. And sometimes it really doesn't work. So this gastric band is a virtual, or should I say, a virtual representative of the bariatric band that's surgically put into a stomach for weight loss program. Like if you go to a weight loss program and surgically put a band on your stomach, then what will happen? It's going to reduce the size of your stomach, and automatically your intake of food is going to become less. When your intake of food becomes less than usual, then obviously immediate you see a weight loss happening at the same time. So what happens during a virtual gastric band session, it is a concept of weight loss utilizing hypnosis. And this has been around for the past many years and has generated and received a lot of positive press from all over media around the world. And one more thing I should let you know, that every person can be hypnotized. It is just a state of relaxation, it's nothing else. So every person who allows themselves to go into a state of relaxation can be hypnotized. So at the time, it was reported that 80% of the client who were coming for weight loss, uh, you know, this putting this gastric band fairly worked for them. And it is through hypnosis that the client is made to visualize that there is a band around their stomach, and that visual concept of the band becomes more realistic with the audio that's given for you to visualize that band on your stomach every single day, that audio clip to be listened to for the next 2 to 3 months, and it becomes a a natural process that the brain and the organ, the stomach, connects together. So whenever you think of the band, you feel this tightening or in the stomach, and then automatically as you begin to eat your food, your intake of food becomes less and you start to feel, like fuller, quicker. So what they did is they had taken 25 volunteers of different shapes and sizes of all ages and gender, and put them in a group setting. And out of them, uh, they thought that initially they would get about 30% of success, but they found out that at least 80% people had shown remarkable success with this virtual gastric band. So why I use it in my first session, and then the next 4 sessions is basically working on the emotional and the belief and the thought process. The first session itself, when you have the visual effect of the gastric band, it kind of helps you to get already a control on what you're eating. And the rest of the sessions will take care of the holistic approach to health, basically. Although, realistically, the gastric band might not work for everyone, it certainly has potential to help an awful lot of people. That's the realistic conclusion that I have come up to. And we know that diets don't work. Most people who follow a traditional dieting system will lose weight while they are on diet, but as soon as they stop the diet, they gain it all back. Normally, if not the whole of it, most of it. And it is estimated that 95% of all people who lose weight on a diet put it all back on again. So most diets include some form of deprivation or denial. Some involve counting calories or points which just serve to programming the mind to think about food all the time. So when they stop the diet, they even are more programmed to think about food than they were earlier on. I'm sure most of us have gone through some kind of diet or the other. And how do you feel? I mean, you have your own personal story with diet, right? Would you like to share about it, like any of you, if you want to share about your own personal diet story with diet? Kiran, for the charges and everything, I would suggest you can call up Illuminations, and the reception will help you with that. Is there anyone who wants to share the story of their diet story, success? Yes, please go ahead. Pia, can you unmute Amal?
Hi, hello, good evening.
Good evening, Amal.
Good evening. I would like to endorse what you were saying. It's really resonates with me because all my life I've been in dieting, and every time, as you said, that I lose some weight, then I gain, after I stop the diet, I go back to the square one and I gain more weight. So it's all struggle all over through my last 20 years. And after I get to know hypnotherapy and I started to take courses in hypnotherapy, I did hypnotherapy on myself regarding the weight loss. And since then, I'm really happy that it is maintained. It is a style of life now. It is a way of life. It's not just I'm depriving myself. I'm always full, happy with what I'm doing. I eat less. And I'm trying to help others also, like my sisters, my friends, to also follow the same thing, because all diets did not work with me, did not work for me. Only when I started to do the hypnotherapy for myself, it worked very, very well. So now I'm happy with my weight now.
I'm so happy, Amal, that you got results through whatever you did for yourself and you're also helping others. Are you a trained professional?
I took courses for 4 levels of hypnotherapy in USA, California, this in February, March. And I would like to pursue more, but I can't be, I'm not a hypnotherapist yet, because still I need a lot of practice.
So, but with whatever skill you have learned, it is enough.
Yeah,
that you
I applied
yourself,
on myself. Yeah, I applied and it worked very well. And I really encourage people to do it.
That's really wonderful. And I don't know if you have noticed, if you can work on your emotions and your thoughts, then at the same time, like I can give you my example. I have never gone on any diet in my whole life, and the amount of exercise I do is just the minimum that I need for maintenance. But I eat everything on this planet, like everything. And yeah, like everything that you can imagine, because people who feel that you, in order to be to have your ideal weight, you need to deprive yourself from sugar, from sweets, from fat, from carbs. This is all just in the mind, I would say. I have never deprived myself from any kind of food, whether it's desserts, sweets, carbs, fats, or whatever. But all that you have to aim is having everything in a balanced amount. That's the whole aim about. And exercising, people I have seen exercising in the gym for 3, 4, 5 hours at a stretch, just to feel good about themselves, that they're working towards a goal. But the minimum that you can do, 45 minutes to 1 hour, is enough for you to maintain your weight, and you don't need to kill yourself to become your ideal weight, ideal shape. I can vouch on that you don't need to kill yourself for that.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
I'm sure you agree with me.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's totally correct. And because I practiced it on myself and applied it on myself, and I found the difference, that it worked. And also I got rid of the misconceptions about the age, and that when you age, there's the metabolism will be low and these things. So you have to get rid of the misconceptions. And
exactly, those belief systems are very important. Yeah, I mean, I in my age, like, I'll tell you, like, I'm going to 50 next year, okay?
No way.
Yeah. So I'm going to be 50 in 2021. And I eat like a hog. When I eat everything on the planet, and my body is capable of digesting everything. And it's not my genes, or it's not my heredity, because everyone in my family are overweight. Like my mother was overweight, my aunts are overweight, all the females of my family, none of them had the ideal shape and the weight. But it's all in the belief system. So I can promise you that it's all in the belief system. But if you are only eager to learn and to change the way you look at yourself and the way you look at food, only then it is possible for you to change.
Correct. Yeah, this is what I think you are working on the second session or the third session about the
Yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
it. You're most welcome, Amal. Anybody wants to share any other experiences? Please go ahead. No one? No one? Okay. Is there any question? Wajiha? Okay, it's about the age, right? No, really, I mean, it's all in the mind. If you believe that it's the age that's going to be a roadblock to achieve your ideal weight, then it will be. It will definitely be. So what I do during the sessions is figure out what all belief systems that you have about food. Sometimes we have ideas about good food as well as bad food. So we think that certain food are bad for us, and like salad, lean meat, etc., are good for us. But the moment we indulge on the bad food, which we do because we are human, we will fall one day from our strict routine and we will indulge on that. The body goes into fight and flight mode because you are doing something which is against your belief system, and immediately the stress hormone starts to release in the body. That is cortisol and adrenaline. And when the stress hormones are in high amount in the body, your body is acting or releasing, these are like the toxic hormones, which should not, which doesn't help in metabolism. So it is then that your metabolism slows down. It is then, because when our body goes into fight and flight mode, every other function of the body, including metabolism, circulation, even like reproduction, everything is a secondary function, uh, you know, function of the body. The primary function of the body is saving yourself. So the body will do whatever it takes to save yourself, save itself, and then your metabolism will be the last thing that the body would consider. So it will just go completely out, go haywire. So remember, if the list of bad food that you have made in your mind, if you want to eat that, this is what's going to happen unless you change your belief system about the bad food. The same thing happens for whatever else the belief system that you have. So, do you want, Sandeep, do you want to talk? Do you want to say something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was not able to, but what I wanted to share was, I know a lot of people who, who have food, their dinner and their lunch at a certain time. For example, before sunset in the evening, and consistently, and they've been able to, without not having food, they've been able to, manage their weight and reduce their weight. And they're not the people who frequent to gym often, but just by regulating the timings of their food. So what's your thought on that?
By regulating the idea
Regulating
of the
the intake of the timing of the food. So for example, typically the dinners, one would have around 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. If you were to just shift your intake of food, let's say dinner time, to at about 6:30 thereabouts, that itself also contributes in regulating your weight or reducing your weight. Any thoughts on
what
that?
they're probably doing is they are increasing the gap between meals, right? Because
Okay.
after 6:30 they'll be having a meal, say 8 o'clock in the morning, their
Yeah, next
breakfast, or
morning.
maybe next morning, which is more than 12 hours gap in between two meals. So that helps, because the longer the gap is, you have heard about intermittent fasting, right? It is about that, giving a longer gap between two meals. Especially they do it in the last meal, that is the dinner. So if you have an early dinner, and then the breakfast, between the dinner and the breakfast there is a long gap, so your body is basically using up the stored fat at that time. The food that you have eaten gets digested, and the extra calorie that your body needs is being taken out from the stored fat.
Okay, got it.
Did that answer your question, Sandeep?
Yeah. So, where I was seeing it was more around that you should have at least 2, if not 3 hours of gap between the time you eat and time you sleep. But I did not think it from a point of view of the total gap between the last time you ate and the next time you eat, which is, I think that's an insight, because that'll be a good 12 hours plus, and I guess that's what intermittent fasting is all about.
Yeah. The number of hours gap between two meals. And there is someone here, she has written that she has lost 10 kgs since since January, and she has been on this intermittent diet. And
Wow.
it's really helpful. It's really helpful because, you know, after the last meal, uh, unless you are you're a late, um, you're a night person who goes to bed very late, uh, then it really works. Because people who go to bed very late, say 2, 3, or 4 o'clock in the morning, they would feel hungry if they don't eat anything in between after 6:30 in the evening if they had dinner. But say you are someone who goes to bed early, then this is the best thing that you can do. I mean, this is the best possible program that you can sign up for.
Got it.
I have a question.
Yeah, Lynn?
Kiran, and yeah, so I have like I love food. I have been a foodie since I was a kid, and so I have to really fight. I've been yo-yoing with weight all my life, and I work out a lot, and I try to eat healthy. But like you said, whenever I have unhealthy food, I go off the track then. And
Yeah.
intermittent fasting, I tried it, but it's very hard for me. I feel like I'm depriving myself. I feel like crying if I don't get
Is
food.
it because you are a late night person?
I am a late night person, yes.
Yeah, it doesn't work for those people, you know. If you go into intermittent fasting, then it really works best for people who sleep early.
Okay. And so how would this process help with people like me who love food? You know, how would that help?
So you mean the program, the weight loss program you're talking
Yes,
about?
yes, yes.
Yeah, what helps is we understand also the underlying emotional reason. I will explain to you there like different things that I have realized while doing sessions with clients. Like I had a client come for weight loss, and she gained weight from a certain time of her life. And once we went back during hypnosis and regression, we figured out that from that moment of time, she had an experience that made her feel utterly responsible and guilty of what happened. So she took all the blame and guilt on herself. And, so when we are guilty, what happens? Like technically, our brains are conditioned that if you do something right, then you're going to be rewarded, right? If you do something wrong, which is not acceptable, then what will happen? You will feel guilty because you did something wrong and you're expecting a punishment to come. So our brain is functioned in such a way, we go into autopilot without we even realizing it. And we are, who is punishing us now? No one, but we, our own self, becomes the prosecutor. And whatever I desire, I want to look good or I want to lose the weight, will be a punishment given to me by the prosecutor inside of me, which is holding me responsible for whatever I'm guilty of. And weight could be that issue that is now adding on to me, and I can't let it go because my subconscious mind wants to punish me for something that I have done. I don't know if it makes sense to you all, but our brain functions in a very funny way. There could be a lot of underlying reasons, underlying issues that could be the reason for putting on weight. It might not always be diet, and it might not always be your laziness or your incapability to do workout. It could be other emotional issues that the body now finds an excuse to hold on to the weight. So for you, Kiran, the question was, if you come for sessions, the first thing I will have to figure out, what is your underlying issue? Why is your body giving you the excuse of weight? So all of you, just the basic thing, if you need to figure it out, just ask yourself a question: what is the best thing that can happen to me if I lose the weight? Just ask yourself, What is the best thing that can happen to me if I lose this weight? And next you ask yourself, what's the worst thing that can ever happen to me if I don't lose the weight? Now, for the answer that you got for the first question, the best thing that can happen to me if I lose the weight. Now ask yourself, why don't you deserve that? Why don't I deserve that? Just keep asking to yourself, why don't I deserve that? Why don't I deserve that? And you will come up with an answer. And whatever is your answer, that's your emotional blockage. And the next question, what's the worst thing that can happen to me? Whatever you came up with, now tell yourself, why do you need this to happen to you? Why do you need this to happen to you? To get that answer, this will tell you also about your belief system about yourself, that I'm not good enough, or this is way too good for me, I don't deserve to look good, I don't deserve to lose the weight. Whatever comes up, that's your belief about self. So the best thing is your emotional block for which you believe that you don't deserve the best. And the worst thing is your excuse because you believe that. Mayu, do you want to speak? Do you want to say something? I see you have raised your hand. Do you want me to unmute you?
Hi,
Yes.
thanks.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. I just wanted to know, you talked about intermittent fasting, right? So I used to do that and it worked a lot. I lost 15 kgs without exercising, just doing intermittent fasting. Now, I did that in 2016, continued till 2017, and lost 15 kgs. Then, of course, I stopped because I love food, right? And then, of course, there was a social parties because in an intermittent fasting, you're right, because I used to stop eating. My last meal used to be at 5, and after that, I wouldn't eat. But then, if you have social gathering and all, then your late night dinners are there and everything. Then, I started eating then, and I put on that weight again, those
Yeah.
15 kgs I lost. Now I'm going back to intermittent fasting, and it's not helping me at all,
Yeah.
lose even 1 kg. So I don't know what's the problem. Is it the timing that I have to stop sharp at 5 or?
If it has worked before but it's not working, then definitely there is something more underlying than just the food or the timing. It, as I mean, I could say from my experience, it has to be some kind of belief system or emotional blocks that's stopping you from achieving your goal.
Okay.
So the questions I asked, did you answer those?
I did, and I mean, I know, like you said, that, especially what is the best thing that can happen if I lose weight. So, and then you said, why don't I deserve that, right? But
Yeah.
when I go to that question, why don't I deserve that? It doesn't resonate because I want to, okay, so let's just take basic. I want to, best thing is, of course, I want to look good. I want to fit into, like size 10, size 12. Now, why don't I deserve that? I cannot connect myself because I wouldn't say that I don't deserve that. I would say, yeah, I deserve that. But
Okay, so let me clarify.
yeah,
You are mixing up between desire and deserve. So
mm,
there are two different things. I desire to get into a
mm,
size 10 dress.
right,
That is coming from your conscious mind where you feel, okay, I desire that, I want to be that.
right,
But the deserving part comes from your subconscious, where there is some block that tells you that this is why you don't deserve, that's what's happening.
okay,
If you deserved, it would happen. Anything that you deserve happens without you trying.
okay,
When we don't deserve something, don't deserve as in, I don't mean that you really don't deserve, but you believe that you don't deserve for whatever reason, for whatever
okay,
subconscious reason that I don't know. That's what we figure out during the sessions.
okay.
So whatever is it that you made yourself believe, for you
Mm,
not to deserve what you desire is the
mm-hmm,
blockage.
okay, okay.
So this
Yeah,
part that comes in between when I ask my clients this question, oh, I don't deserve it, how can I not deserve it, is the ego. Okay, so overcome the ego and then go to that place where you are telling to yourself, you're not telling anyone else, so tell yourself, and whatever truth comes out from inside is your basic belief about self. So I don't deserve to say I want something and then it's not happening, right? Then there I would ask myself, so why don't I deserve it? Why don't I deserve it? I keep asking myself, so what is it that makes me not deserving it? And then suddenly that answer comes out. So try it. Try asking yourself several times.
maybe it was a not the right example, to connect these two questions. So I'll think of something else then.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got your
You take
questions.
your
Yeah,
time. Take your
yeah.
time because it takes a lot of insight, asking yourself several times before you come up with the right answer.
Mm-hmm,
Because the first, what your reaction is the first immediate reaction that everyone has. That
mm-hmm,
why don't I deserve it? I deserve it. Of course I deserve it. So it's your conscious mind telling you that you deserve it. Now think about everything else that happened to you without you even trying. Did you make any special effort for those? No. Then the subconscious deserve and the conscious deserve were aligned. It made it happen without you even realizing it. But when the subconscious deserve is switched off and the conscious deserve is on, then we have to align both so that we understand what is it that I am holding in the subconscious mind that's not allowing me to deserve consciously what I want.
mm. Okay.
So because most of these beliefs and emotional blocks are in the subconscious mind, it's not in our conscious awareness. That's the only problem.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, so let me think about it. So I have those
Yeah,
questions, and let
just
me drill
think
down
about it,
on,
drill
yeah.
down, do some searching inside, keep yourself asking until you come up with some kind of answer, and it will definitely appear.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mani. Pia,
Yes, Army.
the stage is yours.
Okay, the second question we have is, one second. Why diet doesn't work?
I explained that already. We spoke about it. So let's skip
Okay,
that now.
so let's put on the third question. How does thought affect the body? Is it already answered?
Kind of. So I can just tell a little bit more about it. So, I don't know if all of you have heard about nutritional psychology. So this field has shown us that how we feel about what we eat sends signal throughout our digestive system and our body, regulating how well we metabolize that food and efficiently utilize the nutrients within it. So this ties directly into the placebo and the nocebo effect, if you have heard about it, that has been studied extensively and verified in multiple disciplines of science. Every thought and feeling about the food that we eat have proven to be highly effective for promoting maximum efficiency in digestion. I think most religions have this ritual of blessing the food before we eat. It's basically transferring that energy into the food, So when we consume it, that good energy goes inside of us, neutralizing all the negativity that comes from it. So can you apply this into your life? Yes, you can. By simply changing your habitual thoughts and feelings about the food that you eat. I spoke about the good food and the bad food already. How do you know that it will work? So you can look at anyone who has ever changed their habits around eating because they believed that changes in habits will help them. Not simply someone who adopts a temporary diet, but actually changes to their habits in life and feels positive about their choices to change those habits. This would be a good reason why hating the food on your diet produces less positive shifts in health than others who do not hate that same kind of food. Now it is also relevant if you're eating, say, broccoli in your diet and you're thinking you hate broccoli. Do you think it's going to show any results? What will happen again? Your body will set into the same. I spoke to you a while ago about the flight and fight modality or the fight and flight mode, and your body will unnecessarily disrupt your metabolism. So whatever you eat, you have to really believe in it. You have to really like it before you eat. And that's the basic thing about losing weight or having any control over your weight. Aditi, would you like to say something? You have unmuted
Yes,
yourself.
yes, I have a couple of things which I drew up from this communication. First thing, I also have tried doing diets, two of a very different kind. First one was the low carbohydrate, high protein diet, which I did for around 7 or 8 months, and I lost around 22 kilos plus. But all of that came back to me once the normal diet started, the normal food, even if the portion was controlled.
When you went back.
Yeah. And after a gap of maybe a year or so, I also did a thing called brand diet, which I was enjoying because we were having our Indian food with replacing a few of the ingredients. And there was a lot of liberty in it. But because of my health issue with back pain and all, I had to go out of town and I could not continue. But I have also tried doing it to start again. That's the point I wanted to bring in first, to start again. But every time I'll start it again, I'll do it for a day. This time I'm not able to get that kind of confidence. Although I've liked the diet, I've liked the food in it, I used to enjoy that I'm following the routine. So out of the two diets I've done earlier, I used to love that brand diet for myself because more or less it was like roti and sabzi and whatever we are having. So I was very happy with it and it was working with me. And it was a nutritious diet also. And I had taken a special concession from my dietitian to allow me a higher portion size because I used to feel more hungry. But now I'm not able to do it. So that is one point which I wanted to mention. And last, this you just mentioned about this nutritional psychology. Yeah. I have an association with food the way you say, like sometimes I'll have an urge just to have one particular thing out of nowhere. Like all of a sudden I feel that craving to have one, chili and sour kind of a thing, because I so feel that my body needs it. And I also have tried to suppress my hunger pangs with coffee and tea. And I like good food in the sense like I like yogurt. I love fruits of all kinds. So if I want, I can actually, and I love salads, no problem with that. Vegetables, green vegetables, barring a few. But why am I not able to accept those foods as a normal course. Like if I can have a bowl of salad and again I'll go and have junk food
So
or
Aditi,
something.
Aditi, that's what I have been telling all through, right? So there is the concept of good food and bad food is also a roadblock to losing weight. The concept of dieting, extreme diets, whatever, like you can do it for a period of time, but what happens when you get back to your normal routine? How long can you diet? Can you diet your whole life? You can't. So you'll get back to your normal routine and immediately you're going to put on that weight that you had lost so effectively. So what's the point of doing all of that if you can't maintain it, if you can't, carry on being the self that you want to be? So that's why this program is about releasing the emotional blocks, the belief system, the thought process which comes in between, which doesn't help you to become yourself when you're not in your diet, when you're not like exercising like crazy, when you're not killing yourself. So it's not about, okay, why I can't eat only salads and only brand food. Who said you have to eat? Who said you can't eat all the so-called bad food? Why can't you eat them?
No, I can eat them, but once I have to step down from my current state and come to a level I was allowed.
But you did that, right? You
yes,
did
I
that.
did that. And I
The
enjoyed
moment
it,
you
yeah.
stopped, you gained back the weight that you had lost. So it really isn't the way to lose the weight. It's really, I mean, okay, I want to say I have a marriage to attend or I have something to do which I don't have too much time, so I need effective results in a very short time. You go into crash diet, you go into extreme exercise to arrive to your result. I understand that, but this cannot be a whole life pattern.
Yeah, it has to be a permanent feature.
Yeah,
like,
I'm talking about something which is going to help you in your whole, like it's going to be a whole lifestyle. It's not going to be just a short-term remedy from that weight and then get back again, because any diet you think about how effective it is, it cannot be your lifetime goal.
Yep.
And when you are dieting, if you're in a family, then you're disrupting everyone else's meal also, right?
Right. Yeah, that's also one big challenge, of course. Yes.
Yeah, because you can't go out with them, you can't have the same food, you can't have fun together. If food is also having fun together, then you can't be a part of that. It can't go on for a life.
Correct.
So then we have to come to a compromise where we can stick to something for the rest of our life, where we don't have to think of I'm eating, 2 gulab jamun today, so tomorrow I'm going to go completely crazy and not eat at all. No, you don't have to do that. So your body and your mind, when they are collaborating together, then you don't have to. So there is something that's stopping that collaboration. We need to find it out. We need to resolve it. And then your mind and body can collaborate together.
Yeah. So is there any other question other than these two, that why don't I deserve or like
that will basically give you 2 solid reasons for which
I think I've got them, but I don't know how to come out of it.
Okay, so coming out of it is something altogether, but at least you are aware. What was it? So once it is in your awareness, Aditi, half the problem is solved. Trust me.
Yes. Yep.
So the awareness, when it comes from the subconscious to the conscious, you know that you are now in a position, in an awareness where you can resolve it.
Okay. And also one more last question. Sorry for taking a lot of your time.
Yeah, no worries.
See, when we are talking about exercise, with the current weight, I already have a lot of swollen feet and lack of energy, and to go out and even take a walk. So unless I do that, how do if I walk around in the house doing my household work, I get swelling in my feet by the end of the day or even in the afternoon. So what should I do for that? If I don't do exercise, I can't lose weight. So that's my question.
So listen,
how to start deal
Aditi,
with that?
If your subconscious mind feels that you need the weight for whatever reason, the weight is an excuse for something. So if you need the weight, you will have all subsidiary excuses to hold on to that weight. having swelling knees, swelling ankles, or any kind of discomfort in while doing exercise is an excuse for the mind, which the mind is creating through the body so that you can hold on to the weight.
Okay. Okay.
So work on those two things that you have already come up with. Try to, function in a way that you function with that awareness in your life, implementing that now, and see how it goes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
So, Pia, do you have any more questions, or we can talk about the program a bit now?
Have you also discussed about the emotional and how it affects?
Yeah, it's more or less, the beliefs I have spoken about. I have spoken about the emotions also in between.
So
And
the last question would be the program. Yeah, the explanation of the program and that you have developed.
Yeah, so I have already spoken about that too. I'll just explain it a little bit more. The weight loss program or the weight control program is, as I said, is about utilizing the concept of virtual gastric band. And this takes over 5 weeks, one session every week. That first session is how we virtually visualize the gastric band and place it in the stomach. And the next 4 sessions is all about releasing all kind of emotional, all kind of thought process or any belief systems or postulates that gives you the excuse to hold on to the weight, to understand those and to release those so that you can flow in your authentic energy in the body, and your body and mind can synchronize to function together. So the whole program, as I said, lasts for 5 weeks, and there is no short-term fix for anything. The reason that it takes place over 4 or 5 weeks is to form a habit, and it takes about 28 days, scientifically proved that it takes 28 days to form a habit in someone. Remembering once again, as a reminder, this is not a program designed for short-term fix. It is to get you to where you want to be and to stay there. So I'll be helping you with affirmations, with backup audio clips that I will give you during the program, which you will have to listen to until and unless your mind completely realizes and believes in what you want. I also help you with motivational audio clips in the program. The average weight loss that happens during the whole program could be from 7 pounds, from 2 pounds to 7 pounds, but it depends from person to person. And most of my clients have said that the weight loss continues even further, even after the program. So that's about it. I think I have spoken about everything. In case any of you have any further questions, I'm open to it. So all of you, just want to tell you that whoever is watching the program and whoever has signed up today, all of you who is the first time coming to Illuminations you can sign up for a free consultation on weight loss or anything else that you want my opinion for, and I would be glad to help you on that. Thank you guys so much, and have a good night, all of you. Thank you for being with me, and you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sam.
Pia, thank you so much. Thank you.